Higher education. After independence in 1948, the central government appointed the University Education Commission, whose chairman was Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. As we all know, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan played a very important role in modernization of Indian education. For his remembrance or for his contribution, every year on his birthday we celebrate as Teachers' Day. So in this way, after the independence, the Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan or the other people had contributed a lot for the welfare of our nation in the field of education. For that purpose, a University Education Commission has been set up. At that time, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was the chairman of this committee. It includes its function included financial grants. What is financial grant? Providing money, right? Permission, the authorities, the standard of the universities, and the country coordination, and the coordination between the universities and the different educational policies. So these type of system has been introduced during that period. Method of functioning. The commission accepted the 5-year plans. As we already learned about the 5-year plans, and we came to know there are many fields that has been introduced during the different 5-year plans. Even the education also given the more importance. It began to sanction and disburse grant. What is sanction and disburse? Sanction means is a kind of approval. Disburse means paying out, to pay, because for any kind of development related to schools or any field, the institution need a certain kind of support from the government. It began to sanction and disburse grants to the universities on behalf of the government. The commission undertakes planning of university education. Even this commission planning for a higher education at the university level. Coordination of syllabi. Syllabi means syllabus. Giving primacy to national needs through education. It is very much important. Giving primacy, giving more importance to the education on behalf of the nation's requirement, because every country have their own needs. The people living in the country have their own requirements. In this way, the education are formatted to meet that requirement, right? Giving primacy to national needs through education and the planning and implementation of various schemes of higher education. It has been valuable work in establishing a university development council, center for advanced studies for postgraduate education, establishing new universities. After the advent of television, what is advent? Advent means introduction. As we had seen, after the introduction of television in our country, government had started to broadcast so many educational programs, so that there should be awareness in the people. Even with the help of radio, they had been broadcasting so many programs on radio and telecasting so many special programs related to education on television. So in this way, we know the Doordarshan is been a government's channel. So still today also there are so many slots or the timing where government tries to provide the educational information to the different parts of the people. Even nowadays, not all the parts of the country they have the internet facility, so at least with the help of radio or the television, they can have some kind of awareness of the different programs or the different syllabus or the information about the education or the open university or a kind of correspondence studies. So after the advent of television in India, it initiated the country-wide classroom program, which is telecast by Doordarshan on behalf of the commission. National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCRT. We have heard the name of NCRT. Like we are following the Maharashtra State Board syllabus. So we have our own committee, our own department who looks after the syllabus, who look after the changes that needs to be done in the syllabus, even for the introduction of new syllabus, textbook printing, even providing the trainings for the teacher. So we have a separate department on a state level. So on a national level, NCRT functions the same thing. Even we know, we say the CBSE, the central board, right? So NCRT handles the syllabus for the central board, which is common for the whole nation. So in this way, NCERT has been established in Delhi in year 1961. Remember these years which I had mentioned, just underline it and try to make a separate column. In every chapter we have certain important events that related with the year. Name that, so that when we need to revise, we can easily revise that. National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT. This body, or you can say a department or committee, was established in Delhi on the 1st of September 1961. Its main objective, the main aim of this department or the body is to help the central government in matters of school education in the context of a comprehensive policy. What is comprehensive? Broad, because there are too many things needs to be involved now and in implementing educational systems. The NCERT was given the responsibility of educational research and development, training, extension, educational programs, restructuring of school curriculum and textbook. Restructuring means to bring some changes. We had seen we need to meet the requirement of the nation with the help of education. Not only the nation, but if you talk about the global scenario also. Now how we have introduced CBSE, ICSE, IGSE to meet the requirement, right, with the help of education. The NCERT was given the responsibility of educational research and development, training, extension, educational programs, restructuring of school curriculum, textbooks. It has played a central role in designing school curricula and textbook with the cooperation of the Central Board of Secondary Education. In short, we all know CBSE. It provides guidance and cooperation in the area of primary and secondary education to the state governments. It has been involved in designing workbooks and handbooks for teachers, in training, in teachers training, in developing teaching learning techniques, and conducting talent search examination at the national level. You had heard about the Olympiad exams or different scholarship exams. So they are conducting such kind of exams for the talent search, so that talented students can be found out, so that they can provide the scholarship or can provide them a higher or better education. So these kind of planning they do. Whenever there will be any change in the syllabus, they provide the training to the teachers about the new teaching techniques, about the practicability of the knowledge of the subject. So in this way NCERT works. Even for the state level we have the SCRTs. The function NCERT perform at the national level, in the same way SCRTs perform at the state level. Okay, let's have the information about the SCRTs. SCRTs were established in all states on the line of NCERT. What do I mean by on the lines of? On the same way, right? The function, the coordination. The Maharashtra State Council of Educational Research and Training was established in Pune in 1984. This institute performs various functions such as improving the standard of primary education, in-service training of teachers. So they took the responsibility of providing a better quality of education, even to provide a good training concepts to the teachers. Training in the areas of syllabi and evaluation. What do you mean evaluation? Examination, to conduct the examination, to declare the results. It is also very much a big responsibility, right? There are too many state level, national level examination happens every month, every year. Vocational guidance for students after standard 10th and standard 12th. Vocational is a kind of technical courses. Like for example, many schools conducting any kind of cooking courses or any kind of musical or any kind of you can say robotics or you can say information technology. So nowadays it becomes very much important to gain knowledge in other field also while you are studying with your common curriculum. This institute is known as the Academic Authority. It brings about a periodical called Jeevan Shikshan. So this institute prints a periodical name Jeevan Shikshan. Remember previously also we had take information about the journal called Shikshan Sankraman. Don't get confused. Shikshan Sankraman is a different journal or a periodical, and this is the Jeevan Shikshan. Okay, if you want to take some information about the Maharashtra, our board or how they publish the textbook, we have information given here in the do you know section. This is information about this. You can see on the last page we have the information about the institute, or you can say a institute or a department that has been established at Pune. They work for the what we can say the betterment of the curriculum syllabus or for any kind of textbook printing. So the Maharashtra State Board of Textbook Production and Curriculum Research, that is the Bal Bharti, was established in Pune on 27 January 1967. Bal Bharti prepares textbook for school children's. Yes, we all know that because when we say about the state level education, so we have a same curriculum throughout the state or the same syllabus throughout the state. The difference is that there are different languages, or you can say the different mediums of instruction. For example, we are learning in English, or few students are learning in Marathi or Gujarati medium. So the textbooks are the same. Even if you check the textbook of the different mediums, the textbooks are same, content are same, even the design or the pictures, information, everything is same, but just only the difference about the language. So the Bal Bharti prints the books, or the textbooks are made in 8 languages, namely Marathi, Hindi, English, Urdu, Kannada, Sindhi, Gujarati and Telugu. Kishore, a monthly magazine for children, is also published by Bal Bharti. So Bal Bharti Bal Bharti also published a monthly magazine named Kishore for the students. Okay, clear how this worked or how it's functioned. Next is National Policy on Education, 1986. What kind of decision government took during the time of 1986, and why it is called as the national policy that has been taken related to the education? So according to this policy, we know the meaning of policy, the plans or the schemes that has been introduced by the government. So according to this policy, certain changes of a fundamental nature were brought about in primary, secondary and higher secondary education. What are fundamental? Fundamental is basic, which is very much important, right? According to this policy, certain changes of a fundamental nature were brought about in primary, secondary and higher secondary education in keeping with the changing needs of society. Because it's need because of the requirement or the changes that needs to be done in the society. Under this policy, a common core curriculum. What a core? Core means main. So under this policy, a common core curriculum was framed for all states. So government's planning was that the syllabus should be same throughout the nation. Every state will follow the same syllabus. The expectation that by this mean all students in India will get equal educational opportunity. So the intention or the planning of the government is that every student should get the same kind of education opportunities. There is scope in the national curriculum for individual state to bring in flexibility in accordance with their cultural, geographical and historical needs. Right. So in this way, the requirement with the different subjects or different topic that needs to be aware with the students all over the country. The primary education curriculum 1988. Again, underline this. The primary education curriculum 1988 was prepared on the basis of plan of action designed at the national level for the effective implementation of National Policy of Education 1986. Understood? Clear till here? Next is use of satellite. So you will imagine what kind of use be done, this use done by the satellite in the field of education. Why not? Today satellite is helpful for everything, for navigation purpose. Even with the help of satellites, we can find different resources, maybe the water or the mineral resources. So in the same way, we can easily get the access to the different locations with the help of satellite. And it has been introduced in our country also. Use of satellite. In 1975, India met with success in its attempt to use a satellite for the purpose of education. So in 1975, our scientists or our what we can say inventors, they had introduced such techniques that has been very much helpful in the field of education with the help of satellites. Eknath Chitnis, a scientist with ISRO, played an important role in it. So we all know ISRO. ISRO is the India Space Research Agency, right? So Eknath Chitnis, he played a very important role during that period to introduce such concept or technology in the field of education. SITE. What is the full form of SITE? Satellite Instructional Television Experiment was undertaken for educational purposes under the leadership of the Space Application Center at Ahmedabad. The concept of satellite education came out of this experiment. America had helped India in this program. Countries like America, developed countries like Russia, they helped India in such programs. The program helped to make provision for a good standard of education in rural areas. So with the help of such kind of programs or with the help of the satellites, the education system in rural areas can also be improved, and the people residing in these places, they can also get such kind of facilities with the help of such techniques. Next is IGNOU. What is IGNOU? The full form of IGNOU is Indira Gandhi National Open University. So what is the kind of this open university? We know the universities. For higher education, we enroll for the universities. But as the decisions were in the meetings or came in front of the different what you can say educationist, that there should be a certain kind of arrangement where people, those who are not able to get a formal education, then they can also continue their education or they can pursue the higher education. So being intention of that, the open university system has been introduced in India or also in the different parts of the country. Even at that time, United Nations also played a very important role for the introduction of such kind of universities in their meeting or during the session of 1970s period. So in this way, the person who is working or who is not able to join the regular lectures or regular college, then it's very much important for them to join the open university. Even for example, if you are staying in Mumbai or you are staying in Maharashtra, so if you want to continue your higher study from the Delhi University, then you can enroll for that. So it is very much important at that time. This open university was established with the objective that stream of education should make its way into every average household of the country. This step has been taken that everyone should get the facility of education, right? The United Nations has declared 1970 as the National Education Year. So 1970 was declared as the International Education Year by the United Nations. In the same year, a seminar, a meeting was organized in New Delhi on the subject of open university by the Government of India, Departments of Education and Social Welfare, Information and Broadcasting, University Grant Commissions, also with UNESCO. The idea of establishing an open university evolved in this seminar. Evolved means has been introduced in this seminar. In 1974, the government appointed a committee under the chairmanship of P. Parthasarathy, and the Open University took shape on 20th September 1985 in accordance with this recommendation and suggestion. So in our country also there has been a committee set up under the chairmanship of P. Parthasarathy, and on the discussion of this committee, on the suggestion of this committee, introduction of open universities has been done in the year 1985 in our country, and it was named after the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. So it was named after Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. So not only the IGNOU, there are so many open universities in our country all over the world, but IGNOU plays a very important role for the propagation of the education. Those who are unable to get a college education in the formal way, so those who are not able to get a college education in a formal way are given concession in eligibility criteria. So they are given a some certain kind of concession in eligibility criteria, maybe the age or maybe the, you can say, the marks, right, or the merit. Those who are unable to get a college education in the formal way are given concessions in eligibility criteria, age and other conditions for education, for admission to these universities. In 1990, the IGNOU started an audio-visual distance education program through Akashvani and Doordarshan. It conducted more than 1,000 curricula of various branches. Curricula means syllabus. It provides facilities for education through 58 training centers in the country. and 41 centers in foreign countries. So even not only in India, they have a different branches in different countries, also different centers. From there, people can enroll, people get admissions in such open university. It facilitate the education. Many people or many students from different country also wants to learn the different culture or tradition of our nation. So in this way, staying in their own country, they can have such kind of education or the system in our country. So it plays a very important role, not only in India, all over the world. Understood?